Well, today we're going to talk about a bicycle rack. We've been trying to decide for a while now how to haul my bike and Kathy's bike and not put them inside the trailer. So what we've come up with is having a custom rack made that mounts to the front of my truck to haul her trike on it. And I have bought a single bicycle rack that goes on the back of the trailer. Now you guys may remember here a while back I did a video of mounting a spare tire on the back of our trailer on the ramp door. And if you remember, it had a receiver hitch in the middle of it, and I had some of the questions in the comments about what I was going to do with that. Well, I think I mentioned in the video that in the future I may put a bicycle rack on there, and that's what we're going to do today. So this is not a sponsored video. We bought this with our money and paid full price for it. But if anybody wants to sponsor us in the future, let us know. This is a Sole R1 bike rack. And that's spelled S-O-L-E, the letter R1, the numeral 1, Sole R1 bike rack. It was a little over $200. I think it was like $218. I will put a link in the description, and anything else in this video that I can think of, I'll put a link in the description. Seemed like there was something else I was going to put in there, but I just can't remember right this minute. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. And I have took the liberty of cutting the tape off the bottom of it. But this is exactly how it looks when you open it up. So they do have cardboard in the top for impact to protect it. Directions. Who needs directions, right? So they got cardboard between every piece, so it shouldn't be scratched up. It's nice. We'll keep the directions because I'm sure I'll have to follow those in a minute. So I'm just going to unbox it a piece at a time, and then we'll figure this out, how it goes together. I'm going to say that's the bottom piece since it has a tire attachment to it. And I don't know how much of this you can see. I'll have to go over and look in the camera, but I will reposition the camera where you can get a good look at all of it. Well, some heavy duty wire ties. Hard time putting the knife back in my pocket. You guys carry a pocket knife with you? I've done it since I was a kid. I just don't feel like I'm fully dressed if I don't have a knife in my pocket. A lot of cardboard in this box. I'll give them this though, it's well packaged. I haven't found a scratch yet. Of course, I'll scratch it up, so there's that. And then I'm guessing this is the hardware box. If you want to know what kind of knife I carry, it's just a razor blade knife, but again, it's easy. It gets dull, you swap the blade in it. Used to carry a traditional knife all the time, but found myself constantly having to sharpen one because I don't like a dull knife. A dull knife will cut you quicker than a sharp one will. Some of you know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's all the pieces. Let me look around over here and see if you guys can see the pieces in the floor. No, you can't. But there it is. That's all the pieces. So that's what we're going to be putting together. And you get the hardware pack up here. So I'm going to do it on this makeshift bench so you guys can watch the whole process going on here. See what kind of words of wisdom they have here in this book about how to put it together. And I'm sure going to have to do a lot of editing and jumping forward, or you guys are going to get bored for sure. So it looks like the first thing you do is take the main piece. I said we were going to do this together. So which school are you guys in? Leave it all in the pack nice and neat and just look through it, or do you dump it out and do like I do and try to organize it a little bit so you can see what you got and not so hard to find stuff as you're working? Two different schools of thought there. I prefer this way. We in our business that we owned for 22 years, we did a lot of parts assembling. And it was always when a new piece come in, you had to learn how to put that piece together for that model year. And we just found it was easier if you just lay it all out where you can see what you got. Some other people don't like that. Whatever works for you. So, okay, so it doesn't take these, it takes the small ones. I say small, these are pretty beefy bolts. It's like they're at least 3/8. Move that box out of my way where I can walk around. Tell you something else we learned over all those years. When you're putting stuff together, don't go ahead and start cranking down on it. Just get everything snug, because usually something's not going to line up. You're going to have to start loosening everything back up. And what usually happens is you end up messing up the powder coat or the paint or whatever it is when you tighten it the first time, and when you tighten it the second time, it won't be exactly right, and that's the reason you had to loosen it up. Now you got bare spots, places for it to rust quicker. Just a little tip there, that's a free one. All right, I had somebody come to the door, had to see who it was. But anyway, we back to building the rack. So far, so good. These have nylon locking nuts, so that's good. I trust those over a lock washer. Lock washer can actually work itself loose. If I have a lock washer and washer, then I always put Loctite on it. Well, in this case, these are what they call Nylocs, nylon nuts. They'll lock it. Again, it's got a Nylock on it, so it'll be good. Move this thing up on the table a little bit so it don't try to jump off here on me. Well, this piece ought to be pretty self-explanatory, but it goes on the top. I'll go back and put a little bit of a video of the hitch I have on the back of the trailer for the ones of you that didn't see the first video. And it's a custom built hitch, and my buddy Brad designed it and put one on his, and I liked it so much that he shared the blueprints with me, and I had my local fab guy build me one, and it has worked out really, really well. Today we're going to be mounting the spare tire on the ramp of the toy hauler, and to do that I had a local fab shop build this for me. I got a friend that's got one of these on the back of his. Anyway, he sent me the pictures of his and all the measurements, and so I had them replicate it here, and they did a really good job. So the back flange, you can see it's pretty thick. It's like, I don't know, it's a 1/4 inch steel, I think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch the vertical rib in the back of the ramp, and I'll put 2 bolts through it, and then I'll put 1 on each side, and then from the inside you'll sandwich it with this. All right, so apparently this has a I guess it's probably a patent design bolt, because it's different, And that is what's going to put it in the receiver. You put it in there, it's a threaded bolt. It threads through here and looks like you put a pin on the other side of it to secure it, to make sure it's locked in. Or you could even put a small lock in it if you wanted to. I think that's what I'll do. It's got a ramp that you use, and it shows how to mount this ramp. I will show you how to mount the ramp once we put the bike on it. But the ramp for it is this piece, and got to look at the directions a little more, but I guess it's on this end. Yeah, this end's got the pieces in it, so it just locks into there. You let it down, ride the bike up it, and put it in the rack. Sure, you should undo this first, get out of the way of the wheel. Anyway, we'll look at that when we get that far. But that is the ramp that comes with it. All right, let me reposition the camera, and before I get started back, I am going to go ahead and tighten all this, but no need in you guys watching me just tighten up a whole bunch of bolts. So anyway, I will be back in just a little bit. Okay, here's a good example of why you don't tighten everything up first, because as I got ready to put it together, I have spare parts left over. And these two shims actually go in here to tighten this up, because I was thinking, well, that sure does look awful loose. So this is probably a two-person job, but I'm going to see if I can nail it by myself. Like I said, this is probably a two-person job. And just like that, it fell in there. So anyway, let me go ahead and bolt all this stuff up, and I'll bring you back. Well, I've got everything tightened up on it, so let's see how it fits on here now. And you guys are watching the first time just like I am, so let's see how this goes. Let's go on the other side of it. Not very heavy. I like that. All right, well, it's threaded from both sides, so it doesn't really matter. Again, I won't bore you guys with tightening that up, but that is the rack sitting the way it's supposed to. So it looks to me like the tire comes on here and it falls over into here, and then you lock it in. Now, I'm thinking that's probably right. Same deal here. Take this and lay it over, and as the wheels come up over after you get it in there, you pull them down. Then you got the same thing up here. You got the neck of the seat will go here, and it is adjustable. So, and those bushings in there makes it tight enough that it don't just want to fall over. So let me get a wrench, tighten that up. I'll bring you guys back and we'll keep going. Well, I got a little carried away. Anyway, I got it all tight. The ramp does go on the end, goes down here. Now, if you're on a truck, it's going to be lower. It's going to be a lot easier. A little bit of a struggle to push it up, but not near as bad as picking it up and setting it on there. So it is a little bit of a struggle, but not too awful bad. This slides into the channel on the end right here, and it has a pin for it. So once you got it on, you just slide it in and then lock it. Now I got to go back and undo this bolt. I forgot to put the retainer for that on here. That way you don't lose your pin, but I'll go back and do that in a minute. But it's really easy. It secures right here, and again, your typical bike rack, it secures here. I will, however, put an additional tie on here. I just don't trust these plastic rubber ones for whatever reason. I will end up using regular tie down ratchets. I'll come through here and around the bottom, pull it down on the front and the back, and probably even do one on the top, just because I don't trust those. They seem to work well. And man, once you get that thing in there and it tightened up, I mean, it's hard to move it. You can move it. It's hard to move it. You move the whole trailer when you're doing it. So that's it. I will end up showing you the bike rack for Kathy's trike when they get done with it. Should be later this week. So it'll probably come out in a week or two from now. But in the meantime, this is the solution to haul the bike mine on the back and hers on the front. Like I said, I'll leave a link for the bicycle itself, and I'll also put a little video in there from the previous video of how that mount is made that holds the spare tire and has a receiver on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sweating, it's still hot in this shop. I could have turned the air on, but I chose not to because I thought this would go a little quicker than it did. All in all, I probably have about 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe tops, building this thing and putting it on. So really not that bad. I don't know what the edited down video will look like when I edit all this footage, but anyway, if I cut something out, it's because it's just super easy, like tightening nuts up or something. Anyway, like and subscribe. Subscribe for us if you haven't already. We have a lot of people that watch our channel that has never subscribed. So if you don't mind, go over and subscribe. It'll help us out. We're trying to get up to 2,000, so go over and subscribe for us. Anyway, till the next one, we'll see you guys a little later. Bye now.